we go. We're live.
Hello, good morning or afternoon. I would say good morning.
Well, it's morning for us.
So. It is. It is.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Whether you're watching the replay or live here with us, I don't know if anyone's in here yet. We are excited to be here. It's our second week, but it's our first week actually showing process of how we're going to build our little golden book journals along with you, hopefully, and if not, giving you some ideas on other journals that you might want to be making or crafts. So yeah, we're here and excited. We'll chat a little bit before while we wait for people to come in.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get some people. And if not, crafting on the replay is good. I do that all the time. I'll watch people and I stop it. I'll go grab something that I need and start it again, or, you get a little interruption. So it is fun to, it's really fun to craft live, but it's also wonderful to craft along with people in the replay.
Yeah, that's right. So what's the weather like there, Julie? We have high clouds and July.
I should have opened the door. I should have opened the slider. It's really nice today. It's blue sky. I think Monday it was drizzly. We had really heavy drizzle Monday. In fact, because I always say that I like to walk with my neighbor, my friend down the street, and we couldn't walk in the morning. I was like, happy face. It's wet. It's wet. We walked later in the day. And then today it's blue sky. And I have flip-flops on.
Yeah. I have my flip-flops on, but I'm inside. So
yeah.
Outside it's dry, which is lovely. Hi, Angela.
Yeah. Hi, Angela. We're glad you're here.
How's it
going? Hello. Oh, we have Mick Mouse Mom.
Hey, Mick Mouse Mom.
Is it Terry? Did I get it right? Do you think
sounds right?
Terry, I think.
I wrote it down and I don't have my notes with me. So
I had it written down last week too. What did I do? I'm a hot mess. I feel like I had notes from last week, but I can't even tell you where I put the notes. Terry, that was right.
Hi, Annette.
Hi, Annette. Hello. Annette posts the funniest. If you follow Annette on Instagram, she posts like all these really hilarious, like not joke, but just like commentary.
Yeah.
like commentary things. Yeah, it's really funny.
I'm going to write that down so I can find her.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely go find her. And Tammy Renee is here. Hello.
Oh, Tammy. Hi.
And Mandy, welcome. Beautiful in Florida. That's nice. I bet it's beautiful there.
Yeah, I bet it is. Except for when it gets hot and humid, right? That's what I heard. I've never been even close to that part.
I vacationed there for a week in kind of my early 20s, and it was like August.
Oh boy.
Summer. And we went to Walt Disney World. Is that the Florida one? Walt Disney World. And we did the, what is it, where they do the spaceships? Is it Cape Canaveral?
Oh, yeah. Cape Canaveral.
Is that what it is? And it was so sweaty and humid.
Yeah.
It was hard standing. I remember Disney World was okay, but I just remember standing in line with people and everybody was really hot and sweaty. Need I say more?
Wow. Oh, cool, Mandy. 15 miles from Disney.
Wow.
That's so cool.
How fun is that? Mary's here. Hi, Mary. Ancestral Beginnings. Hello.
I forget how far it is from my daughter's place in Studio City to Disneyland, but she has an annual pass and she actually goes and works from there. Like she takes her laptop.
Oh, she does?
Isn't that hilarious?
And she goes into the park and just sits.
Goes into the park, and she does her job, her social media marketing, and then she writes off the Disneyland as a work expense.
love that.
Isn't that crazy?
We're not that far. We've never, I think we had an annual pass one year. We never went. I mean, we went and then we're like, we should get an annual pass, you know, for that one trip because it makes sense. And then we never went back.
Yeah,
but we're not that far. I don't know.
I don't think you have to go too many times before you make it back. You know,
but we didn't. We all
money wise.
We only did that. We only did that first initial trip. But we have in my husband's side of the family, all of our nieces and nephews, they're huge Disney people. They go all the time. They'll just go for dinner. They go all the time. They really they use their passes.
Yeah.
And Apple's here. Hello.
Hi, Apple. Tammy Renee said she's in North Florida. I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that either, Tammy. How did I not know that? All these years, I had no idea you were in Florida. Well, how cool is that?
To visit. Sorry, you guys. I'm not really good at putting things on the screen. At least I'm not thinking about it today. But I appreciate all your comments and coming in and chatting.
Yes.
It's so great. It's so great to know we're not alone here.
Yeah. And I don't know is it too early to ask in the chat? Can we do a raise of hands of who's crafting along live with us? That I would love to know. Do you guys have your little golden books at the ready? Are you crafting or are you just here for the friendship and the company?
Yeah, either way we're
Yeah, we love either way, but it would be fun to know who's actually will be crafting along with us.
I think I have all my things together, Julie. I have my book for sure.
I have 2 books. I have 2 because I kind of skipped ahead and already took this one apart, so I grabbed another one that I'll take apart.
Oh, I love that one.
When you're doing, I know. Look how old it is. This is all crunchy on there too.
Oh yeah, neat.
It's not what I pay, but somebody must have put this on a long time ago. But I know if I try to take it off, it'll do something.
I was trying to remember the illustrator's name, Eloise Wilkin.
Yes.
One of our.
And this is an old one. This is 1952.
Wow.
So this is a really old one. I think did Tammy say? Oh no, wait. Who said they were? I missed it. Terry is. Yeah. Terry's crafting with us. Awesome. Apple doing it for inspiration. Annette is watching first. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, isn't it cute? I think I'll make a little prayer journal with it eventually, I think.
Yeah.
So cute.
That's great. So nice that you're all hanging out with us.
Yes.
And I don't think I've seen Mandy before. Mandy, it's so nice to have you.
No, I think Mandy's new. Glad you're here. Oh, Mandy raised her hand too. Okay. Sorry, I'm slow.
Yes.
I'm slow to the I'm slow. Oh. Okay. Good. I'm gonna write that down so I know.
Thank you, everybody.
Just because you'd think I'd have a piece of paper.
Second time. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't remember. Thank you for coming back. Mary, what are you working on today? What are you up to today, Miss Mary? Mary's a crafter extraordinaire. She has a wonderful channel. Oh, I'm gonna make sure to turn everybody blue because that way you can share anything, your channel, anything you want.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Terry, right? You have I think Terry does crafting. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we'd love
pretty sure. So yeah, we're very link happy, open people on both of our channels.
Yes.
We like sharing each other's channels, and that's a good thing.
Yes, and if I miss anybody, just let me know. I'm going to try to blue everybody or wrench everybody, as they say. You get that privilege until you don't. With
Yeah,
me.
that's
Yeah.
a good thing to say.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Sorry, I have a little frog in my throat. So, what do you think, Julie? Should we get started?
Sure.
12 people hanging out with us. That's awesome.
Oh, Tammy raised her hand too, right? So Tammy.
Oh, she's taking notes, you guys. She is so organized.
It just kind of helps me, when we're answering questions too, right?
Right.
I think it kind of helps.
Sure, to know who's working on it and who's.
Okay.
Hi, Jan. Jan's here.
Hi.
I know
Hi,
Jan's
Jan.
interested in working on some things too. Get everybody blue. Spirit. Hey.
Hi.
Oh, how are you?
Welcome.
Oh, so great to see you. Well, I just noticed I was frozen on YouTube, but not on StreamYard. I hope we don't have that. There's been some YouTube glitches lately, I've noticed when I'm watching other lives.
Oh, hopefully.
Yeah. Ruh-roh.
Yeah, ruh-roh. Hopefully we don't.
What was the ruh-roh for? Was that because we were frozen?
Probably.
Yeah. Sorry about that, if that's the case. Well, gosh, thanks everybody. Jan, we were just asking who was working on things with us and who wasn't, just out of curiosity. And so we got probably like 50-50 maybe, or maybe a third of the people here.
Yeah, some people are watching and then they'll go back and.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, right.
Tammy.
Watching you, she's like the teacher, right?
Well, it's because stuff goes in my head and it immediately leaves my head. Not a lot of stuff sticks. So if I don't take notes, whatever, it's right. Gone. I only have room for so much.
Right.
It's not a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to get even more challenging, as the years go on. But we do what we can. We're all in this together, so I think we all get it.
I need to start taking that whatever CoQ10 or whatever.
I took Nariva. Have you heard of that one?
No.
Yeah, that's supposed to be a brain thing. I don't know if it
does it help. Did you notice? No, you didn't notice.
I think what helped the most was hormone replacement, honestly.
Oh, okay.
If we're gonna talk about that, but that helped me a lot. Get my brain going again.
Yeah, and it's not really I'm not really like foggy per se. I don't know. My kids and my husband gets frustrated too. They're like, "Do you remember when we went such and such and we did such and such?" And I'm like, "No." I'm like, "What?" They start describing it to some campground or something. I'm like, "No." I'm sure we had a really good time, but.
Well, I think we as moms, and dads too, but we were juggling so much in those situations, like on a trip or whatever with the kids, and so it makes it hard to really kind of focus in on certain events and things like that. But,
that's for sure. Yeah, we just have so much going on at any given moment.
Right. Okay, well, let's get started. And you guys know that we love the questions, so put them in the chat. Hopefully we'll see them in a timely way. You can understand that we're working on things at the same time, but thank you for your patience with that. Linda remembers everything. I remember nothing. Kathy Wiseman remembers everything.
That's good, Tammy, that you don't have to because Linda remembers. Yeah. My husband has a really good memory. My kids have really good memories. I've never had I've just been that way my whole life. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just too many thoughts in my head.
Right. Yeah, I can relate to that. Okay, well, I'm going to do down camera.
Yes.
What do you think? And then I can show what I'm working on. All right, let's do it. Let's do it to it. Live camera. There we are.
Okay.
Yay. Okay.
My messy desk.
Let me do.
Yeah, and then make me super small. And
All right.
my notes.
There we go. Okay. Well, I'm kind of leading this one. We're going to kind of switch off depending on whose channel it is, just to let you know. If and of course Julie has I want your input too as we go along, and if you want to see something.
No, you're much more the expert. You're much more the expert on this.
Okay. Let me just play with this. Hold on a sec. Let's see. No, I guess that's the way we want it. Okay. All right. So you have your book here. Now we've noticed that there's some differences in how they're bound. Most of the ones I've worked on have 2 staples in them. Sometimes you'll find the newer ones are sewn in and they don't have any staples. So just kind of figure that out. The method we're doing today is going to be covering the spine with fabric and not keeping the foil intact. There are ways of doing it so you can keep the foil. I've done it. I don't have an example to show you, but we're just going to show you this way. And just please know that we know there are a lot of different ways to do it. So, and I seem to do it a different way every time. So the first thing I do is I'm peeling back the foil. Now you might be using a book that is already having the staples exposed, so you don't need to do this. But and then I've also seen, I'll mention, some people use a heat tool to remove this, and then they can use it in their book somewhere. They can actually.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
So that is another idea for you. So you're finding.
Mine is so old. Mine is super stuck.
Yeah. And you don't have to remove it completely, just expose the staples. Mine happened to peel off pretty well. And my book is older one too. I didn't mention 49 cents was the original price. 74 was the 6th printing. Julie's was even older than that, in the 50s, I think. But this is a book I remember from my childhood. It's a Richard Scarry. I actually have the copy that I had as a kid in my collection. But this one had a little roughness. I thought this would make a great candidate. So I'm taking a screwdriver, and that's not going to work very well because it's kind of a thick screwdriver. So what I'm going to do, be careful if you do this. I'm going to actually use a blade. You can use a butter knife. This is just what I have handy. And the screwdriver is just too thick. It wasn't going to fit underneath the staple. You just need to pry it up a little bit to start. And we're going to be completely removing it. So if you stand up the ends and give it a right angle, then they'll pull out from the other side. If you have some pliers, that's helpful for pulling it out from the other side, or even lifting it up if you need grip on it. There we go. There we go. I'm just going to remove that. And here I have some paper kind of covering my staple, so I'm going to run my knife along it.
Mine are so old they're rusted.
Yes, that's my last one was that way, my Alice one.
Wow.
Which was kind of neat. When it came to looking at the pages on the inside, you could see a little rust stain from it.
I kind of like that. I like that little.
Me too. Yeah.
Cool detail. Okay, I think I got mine.
So sometimes it takes a little fussing with it, but it usually will give it a little time. It'll come out. There we go. Got one of them out. There we go. Now I've seen other people, they can sometimes open it up and just kind of pry it apart that way. I'm just doing it this way because it's a little bit less likely to rip any pages. I'm just going to separate that foil tape. So you see you have your cover separated and you're able to remove your pages and kind of see what you're working with. So in this case, I bet there's going to be 2 signatures. Let's see. And signatures are just simply a grouping of pages. Yeah, there's 2 signatures here. And in fact, they marked them when they built the book, 1 and 2. So, and not all of them have that. It depends on the printing house. So you can see each signature, so I have 2 here, is basically a collection of pages like that. Now, I think it's next week that we're actually going to work on the pages themselves. So we're not going to do that today, but just kind of put them aside. I like to keep mine in order now.
Yeah, you could either, in pencil, you could either, number them 1 and 2, or just, I'm going to clip mine together and just set them aside.
Yeah, me too. Okay. So I'm just going to remove a little bit more of this foil just to get it out of my way with a little knife. I can do this or not. Okay. Okay, got that done. How's everybody doing out there? You're following along okay? Please stop me if I miss anything.
Any questions or any difficulty, let us know.
All right. So you may have seen in the description that Julie put together so beautifully about what you might need, supply list, that you'll see that we use this tag board or cereal box. You could easily use a cereal box and cut pieces from that. That's what we're going to build our spine with. What I used was the back of a paper pad, like a notepad, one of those, I forget what they're called, but you know what I'm saying. And they come in various thicknesses.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go.
It was like a spiral bound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you use a cereal box, I recommend probably doubling it up. That'll give you more strength, depending on, how much you plan to use the book, how durable you want it to be. I did double up my last one. This one, I think I'm going to try not doubling it up, just because I want to try having a little bit softer spine. That's just what I'm going to do. Plus, I don't have enough material in front of me to reinforce the spine, or reinforce these little areas. So what I'm talking about is right here where it would bend when it's bound as the normal book. We want to reinforce that so that that part doesn't bend. We want it to hinge from here rather than here. So I'm gonna take one of my pieces here. And I'd say just a good inch is probably what most of the books will need for that. And I happen to have a 2-inch wide piece for my spine. So I'm going to take one of these and cut it down to make it 1x8. And then I'll have 2 pieces, one for each side. Oops, going crooked already. Okay, there we go. No big deal. Okay. There we go.
Oh, I think we lost each other, or maybe it's just me. Did you have the circle?
No, I didn't. I wasn't looking at the screen.
Did you lose a connection? Oh, okay. Maybe it was just me. I was like lost everybody there for a second.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Looks good here. Everybody's here. Spirit says all good.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you. Awesome. Okay.
Okay, maybe it was just
This
on
is
my
on.
laptop. So we're doing the little, are we to the step where we have the little 1 inch to reinforce?
Yes. Yes, yes.
Okay, good.
I was just thinking I don't need to have my email up there, but now I don't know how to change it, so I'll do that for next time. So yeah, so this is where we are. So I have basically you're going to be reinforcing these on the inside. You could do it on the outside too, but I like to put it on the inside. And you can use whatever adhesive you want, really. It's paper to paper, so you don't need the fabric tack, which is what I'll use for my fabric, and that keeps it from bleeding through. But what I have is double stick tape, so I'm going to use that for mine. So just use what you have. Tacky glue would work here, art glitter glue, but I'd recommend, it's kind of pricey, so save that for when you really need it. Here, this is going to be underneath a lot of things. It's going to be underneath the Tyvek. It's going to be underneath the fabric, so it'll stay nicely with just this. And I'm going to put one on the other side.
I need to get some wide sticky tape like you have. I just have this thin.
Yeah, so I will say this was the best thing I did when I started the junk journaling. Oh, thanks, John. Yeah, it's buffering.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So it's probably something on my end then, yeah.
I bought this from Amazon. It was a variety pack of different sizes, and I'm just loving it. I've been using it. It has different size options, so it works well for me. How about I put my glasses on so I can really see? Okay. Now, peeling back, and what do I want to do? Do I want to use some tacky glue also? Yeah, I'm feeling like I need to be extra. Don't need to do this probably, but I'm gonna be extra. Most of you out there crafty, you know what works for you and what you have. So just work with what you have. You can always change things later, most of the time, or in your next version, make it different. But the double stick is pretty secure on its own, but what I like is that it's going to grab right away, and then the tacky glue is just going to give it a little extra reinforcement. It's okay.
I should do that then too.
It's okay to use both. Just one. It's okay. All right. That's it. If you use the tacky glue, it's probably going to move around a little bit, and you'll need more drying time. But let's see. But it is possible. How patient you are. For this purpose, we want to move along. So you have your Tyvek. This piece that I cut was 5 by 8. And if you're not familiar with Tyvek, it's basically what they use. That's the material name. I think it's a trademark name. And mailing envelopes are made with it. I don't know what else is made with it. Julie, do you know? I don't know. There's got to be other things.
That might be
something to Google.
That might be it. I feel like when I kind of had Googled though to see what shipping places had it. I feel like something else came up, but now I can't.
Oh, okay. You can see here it's basically a fibrous, very durable material. So I love reusing ones. If you don't have one that you saved from an actual package, of course, you can find it elsewhere. And yes, Spirit is exactly right. Exactly right.
Oh, the puff suits. Yeah,
Puff
Spirit
suit.
is saying the puff suits.
Wait, what is puff suit?
I think they're. What are puff suits, Taylor? Like Tyvek? You know what Tyvek is? I was asking my daughter. She doesn't. I thought it was like a. I don't know. They may make it for. They may use it to like industrial.
Yeah, there must be another.
Like people that have to have like protection.
Mm-hmm. Durability. So I think, what am I doing here? I think I might have made mine a little wider than I need to. So again, 2-inch spine. I have 1-inch reinforcements here. That's 4 inches. And I want this to hang over the edge a little bit. I'm going to cut it down. I don't need it to be all the way over. Something to consider is if you're going to leave this part like it is, or if you're going to cover it with a piece of paper or fabric. That's what I did here on my example, my Alice journal that I'm working on. I decided to cover the paper, and there's a good reason why. Well, how do I want to say that?
Did that make the piece that you add, did it make it strong?
Yeah, this definitely helped keep this from bending.
Yeah, okay.
It looks like I need a little more. I need a little bit more there. So I'm going to put, so I didn't quite put enough of my double stick tape there. Either that or maybe the tacky glue is just making it.
Oh, I see. That's where it's flexing.
Yeah, it's flexing, and that shouldn't be happening. That should be staying down. So
now, the one thing that I noticed when I was making the other one is, and I will, so my middle piece is from the back of a notepad. So it's that real thick cardboard. And then my 2 side pieces, because I had them left over from something, I doubled up a cracker box. So that's my 2 inches. So what I have found is that my side, my front and back cover, this is thicker. Like, right? This is raised. I don't know if I'm saying
right.
And that's okay, right? If you're reinforcing here with the strip, if it then makes your front and back cover a little bit thicker than your spine piece, right? That's an okay thing.
Right. And it is,
Okay.
yeah, it is okay. And that's really good to note because we're going to leave a tiny little gap between the spine and the front and back cover, because that allows for basically a hinge to move. If you put it too close to the spine, it's going to be a little stiffer, and you're not going to be able to open it and close it as easily, or open it basically. All right, so excuse me while I do this. So I'd say I didn't come out to the edge on my little cardboard pieces. So it's probably a good idea to get your tape or your glue. I even saw people using hot glue with this. So
oh wow,
you could even do that if you're good with your hot glue.
Wow.
I'd probably make a mess. But. Okay, so that.
Do you want to make yourself big?
That's staying nicely. Thank you. I love the inside, the old covers that are yellow like that, like yours. I love that.
Oh, I know. Isn't it great? This one does have, it has a name, but I might just leave it. I don't know. I'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this. Oh no, I got to the end of my tape. Wow.
So
Okay,
this
so
here's
I'm
what
gonna
I
have to
mean.
use a combo.
Oh yeah. So here's what
That's
I
a,
mean. You want a little bit of a gap there when you go to glue on your other goodies. Yeah, so I have even more of a difference because I'm not doubling up my spine. So you probably want to double your spine here. But yeah, because you can see the thickness of it, which is what you want. So you don't have this part bending on you. Okay, so I'm gonna cut down my tie back by just about an inch. Let's do this side. I think I said an inch, right? No, half an inch. Let's do half.
now, what would you, okay, so I've run out of tape because I guess I just thought there was more on the roll than there was.
Mm-hmm.
So will it be okay if I glue this or
Yes.
not?
Yeah.
It'll be
To
okay.
glue the tie back? Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll just maybe take a little bit longer.
I'm going to use, yeah, and that's a good point. I think I'm going to use fabric tack for that. The Tyvek is a little bit fabricy, and also fabric tack grips really fast, and so I'd like that to
Okay.
happen. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to line it up on my mat. You can be it as exact as you want. It's not a big deal. Again, I'm going to kind of do that. You could also space it out with like a ruler, put a ruler there, just so you're leaving like maybe an eighth of an inch, maybe, just to allow for the hinging to happen.
How much Tyvek are you having go over the edge?
How much
Like a quarter
extra?
of an inch? Yeah.
Yeah, and you could, like I said, you could do more. You could have it come out as much as you want. I just decided I didn't.
I'm
Because
gonna do less then, I think,
if you're
like
going to
you.
cover this with fabric or paper, then you're not going to see it. And this is, by the way, I didn't say why we're using Tyvek, because it just adds some extra reinforcement and it's nice and flexible. Hi, Angela. How are you?
Hey, Angela.
And you already answered Terry's question, right? With the thickness of
Let's see. Maybe I might have missed it.
what you just
Do
said.
you want your spine as thick as the covers, or does it matter?
Yeah, we just talked about it, right?
Yeah, I would say mine is as thick. My cardboard that I'm using this time around is as thick as the front and back cover the spine is, but my one prior, I doubled up 2 pieces of like saltine cracker box, and it maybe wasn't quite as thick, and it worked well.
Yeah, and what I'm using here, see, since I didn't double this up, it's definitely thinner than what I have on the side, and we'll just see how that works. Another thing you can use that I didn't mention is fabric tape, like this athletic tape, which is flexible. So it's a woven fabric that has some adhesive. It's not super strong adhesive because, again, it's meant to wrap, ankles and things like that. It comes off, but it does a nice job in being sort of a flexible hinge. So you don't have to use it. You certainly don't have to use it and Tyvek. You can use it instead of Tyvek. So just giving you some options there. But I'm going to glue my piece down. I'm going to use my fabric tack. And one thing I wanted to mention, a lot of people, if you watch junk journal creators out there, they'll use this sweet sugar bell icing bottle for their fabric tack. It gives a finer tip than this one, and it helps it come down a little bit faster. It's more of a flexible bottle. So that's just a little tip that I'm glad that I came across early in my Junk Journal Journey.
I need one of those. As you can, everybody can see, I'm struggling.
I think I got mine on Michael's, or online.
Oh, okay.
Michael's Crafts. So everywhere I want my Tyvek to stick, I'm going to put this fabric tack. Again, totally okay to use tacky glue, especially that really thick, quick grab tacky glue. I just don't have any of that. But I like this because it holds really quick, fast. And then for the fabric, this is great because it doesn't really bleed through the fabric. Now this is an option too. I'm giving you too many choices, or too much info, but some people spread out their fabric tack. It might matter more when you're actually using fabric than this. But some people like to do that. Just gonna add a little bit more. Okay. And close that up. And I've moved it around, so I'm gonna reposition it, make sure I'm lined up.
Yeah, I'm all moved around here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take my tape off.
Just remember a little gap. And place this down.
I'm gonna get that thick tape like you have.
Yeah, it's handy for this application for sure. So that Tyvek's going to give you reinforcement, and I think I left a little more gap than I needed, so I'm just scooting it in. The fabric tack's nice too because it grabs, but it's not permanent right away. It takes a little bit of time to get it there. Add a little bit more here. So your fabric's going to cover this up, so you don't need to worry too much about how it looks. Hope you're having a good day, Miss Angela. Going to work. Work. All righty. So you see, my spine's going to be fairly flexible. That's not the way I made it when I made my other one here. It's a little bit more firm. But you can see the hinge, the part that the book normally hinged is nice and firm because I added that reinforcement. And then the hinge that we want to have on the new spine is working nicely. You might notice that I have one of my signatures out because I realized I had an upside down page. So I was able to untie it and fix that. I was really, really happy that I hadn't completely knotted the string, so I was able to do that. All right. Where are we? Is everybody doing a good job? Yeah, about 1/8 of an inch. Yes, Spirit. About 1/8.
I'm doing well, except I realize that that I'm doing my spine on the prayer one, and I had picked material out for my 2 little gardeners.
Oh, yes.
So I might have to go grab some different fabric, but I think I know which one I would use.
Or you could just switch to the gardener journal.
Yeah, except now I don't have enough.
Yeah.
But I'll make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I also feel like I don't want as much of that this side.
So I'm giving mine a little chance to set up.
I'm just cutting a little bit. I feel like I had a little bit of overhang here.
Yes, yes, I understand that. Yeah, I was just checking mine. And yeah, with my other example too, again, I just put some paper down to kind of cover this edge.
Mm-hmm.
You can use trim here if you want to keep this as is. You can just put trim to cover the seam. Also, your fabric is going to be going over it too. So I'm checking my dimensions with my fabric, and I'm going to have to probably trim it back. And it's, again, just to your liking. I mean, you can cover as much or as little of your cover as you want to. Get this right way around. So with this one, I don't want to cover up the duck too much, but I do want to cover this little ridge here. And so I'm going to measure and see how much I need to cut from the width.
All right, I'm going to run across the room and get my fabric, but I already have it in my head. Which
Awesome.
one to grab, so that's good.
So I'm going to cut off, how much? I'm going to cut off 1.5 inches. Yeah, I was telling Julie the way I craft tends to be fairly fluid. I don't necessarily plan it out, and that's why sometimes I get a whole different method with each time I do it. I don't think I've done about 6 of these now. I haven't done one the same way each time I change something. And each time it's not that anything was bad. I just found a different way. So right here.
Oh, this will be cute.
Oh, that's great. Let me see.
Isn't that cute? The butterfly and the
switch there. Oh,
I think
yeah.
that's perfect.
Yes, I love that.
That's cute. Okay. I'll catch up with you and cut my piece.
Sure. I'm gonna trim down mine that I had. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. I'm gonna cut it down to, what did I say? 4. I'm gonna cut it down to 4 inches. Double check. 4 inches gonna give me enough? Maybe 4.25. And it's going to vary depending on your book and how much you want to cover. Do 4 1/8. Okay. So I'm going to make it 4 1/4 just to give myself grace because, fabric stretches. And my lines aren't always straight.
Yeah, I feel like I need to become more professional at cutting fabric.
I think with most things, it just takes practice, right? I don't do a lot myself.
Yeah, my mom was the beautiful sewer in the family.
Yes, my mom was
Not
a quilter. Yeah.
I'm sorry if I'm making anybody cringe on how I'm just like cutting this.
No.
Hopefully it comes out kind of straight. I don't know. I don't even know how long I need here. Just kind of eyeballing it.
Yep. Eyeballing works. Let me get a straight edge. How about that? How about?
Yes, Spirit. You just pivot. Oh, hi, Marilyn. Welcome. Oh, you're starting your first junk journal. Awesome.
Hi, Mary Ellen. So nice to see you.
So fun. I think little golden books are a really great way to start. I think it's a great jumping off point because you can take all the things that you'll learn in this tutorial, and it's a great jumping off point.
Yes, I agree.
Makes it very accessible. All right, I don't know what I did here. Let's see. It's probably not even straight. I need one of those rotary. I probably have one. Probably my mom's stuff. There's probably like a rotary.
That's
cutter.
where mine came from. My mom's stuff.
Yes.
Mary Ellen, if you're just getting here and you missed anything, let us know if you need if we need to back up or show you anything. Please let us know.
Oh, mine's not even wide enough.
Casual. Well, I see that I have a little Tyvek on the edge, but that's okay with me because I'm going to be either adding trim and leaving this or covering this with fabric or paper. So I'm okay with a little bit of that. What's most important and what we learned as Julie and I were working on our first examples was that what I found a priority was to make sure that I'm not covering too much of my cover, especially if there's, something that you want to preserve on the cover. So.
Yes, because I ended up, let's see how I can do. So my book, because LeAnne and I have kind of two working ones that we're doing for this series. So this originally said, I am Bunny. And when I covered the inside with my fabric, I was trying to cover the reinforcement pieces here. And then I ended up covering up the eye, which I guess is not that big a deal, but I wish I would have, I wish that would have been showing. So I'm going to try on this next one to make the fabric a little less wide.
Yeah.
On my cover.
Right. So I'm looking at mine. I could probably trim my fabric down a little bit. And I, again, don't mind if I'll switch back, my reinforcements here are showing because I'm going to be covering them. So I'm going to trim my fabric down just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Mary Ellen, I saw, oh my goodness, I saw what you said. That's exciting. Aw, I hope that helps ease the pain of your loss. It's always good to have someone to take care of, and they take care of us. So that's wonderful. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that. Tell us more. Tell us more.
Name and all about it.
All right, so 4 inches is what I needed to begin with. So I kept widening it just in case, which I'm glad I did, because once you cut it off, you can't put it back. So there we go.
I'm starting fresh again.
She's a crazy Daisy for sure. Is that her name? Daisy?
Oh, that's
Daisy.
A cute name.
Yeah. All right. I know if you guys are like me, when I watch a craft along, like with Julie, I'm there and I'm doing it, but I can't really communicate because my hands are busy.
Yeah.
So I know you're out there. Oh, Zelda. That's cute. She was born on Halloween. Awesome.
Oh my gosh. What an adorable. That's a perfect name. Aww.
I love that name. That's great.
I didn't know you could do dog DNA. How did I not know that? How fun is that?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
It can give you some info on, preventative things that you might need to think about.
Oh, that's awesome.
Breed specific things that might happen. Yeah. All right. So if I was going to ask, and that's why I said what I said about, if you're crafting, you might not be able to type. I was going to ask if everybody's ready to go on to the next step, but I think I'll just do it and then you can catch up. One thing I wanted to mention too, if this little groove bothers you, you can, I've seen people take a string and tape that in there, kind of fill in the little gully. I don't think it matters. I didn't do that on this one, and I don't notice it at all. So up to you. Just telling you what I've seen out there. So I'm going to use my fabric tack. And I think for this, I'm going to be generous and I'm going to use my bottle. And I'm going to be conscious of where I'm going to end up with my seam, my fabric seam, this seam here. Because with my experience, I've done it where it's ended up in the middle, and it's totally fine if it ends up in the middle. I would probably just prefer for it to end close to one side or the other. Just my little preference. So this time I'm going to be more aware of where it's lining up. So it looks like I have about 2 inches of overlap, which is good. And I will tell you real quick, in case you didn't see the measurements in the description, we are at, let's see, 12. How long did we decide to make this, Julie? 12, was it 18 inches?
I think so.
Yeah, 18 inches. Yeah. And that's keeping in mind that our book is about 8 inches tall, and then we'll have a little extra. So I'm going to go ahead and put my fabric tack directly on my book and then smooth it out, and then I'll apply it to the fabric. Oh yeah, you want to see up close what Julie was talking about, Spirit? Yeah.
The what?
Yeah, I was like, what was that? Are you talking about where the fabric comes out to and how it covers up? I think that might be
right. So when I did this one, so I had my 1 inch reinforcement here, and I extended the fabric much more to the left of it. I guess in essence, maybe next time, maybe even my third one, maybe I'll even make this reinforcement maybe not 1 inch. But I extended the fabric to the right and the left of it quite a bit. And then it ended up covering up the title of the book, which is I Am Bunny. So the I is like just right here. I guess I could find a fun way to add the I back, but I wish I had not made the fabric so wide in my case. But of course, not every book is the same. It just depends on how the cover is set up. Like I think that, let's see, what is this one? I feel like this one, I probably have more room to work with. In fact, I think I'm actually going to make it a little bit narrower. I'm going to cut it now a little bit more, but I'd like to have it so that I can see as much of her face and I could see the whole word of prayers. So I'm going to even cut mine a little bit more narrow. And again, I'm kind of going off the cuff here because I I didn't change my books, but it's okay.
As much as we plan, sometimes off the cuff is just how it goes with
exactly
how I craft. So
yeah, and if I had more tape and all that, I would have just kind of switched in the middle, but because I don't, I'm just kind of doing this one. But that's good. This will be fun. I'll have 3.
Oh yeah, you can't have too many. So you
Yes.
can see I spread out. I was pretty generous with my fabric tack. I spread it out with a card just to get it nice and smooth. Again, if you choose to use like the fabric tape, you don't. It's really nice to do that because then you don't have to worry about the glue. It's already adhered, so something to think about. Oh, so here I want to make sure that I'm leaving 2 inches, and I'm just using my mat to help me. But I'm not going to cover it this way. Remember, I'm going to do it this way so my seam's on the inside. I'll lay it down 2 inches from the bottom again, so I can do that. And I'm going to flip it over and just double check that it's where I want it to be. Smooth it out. Hinges nicely. You have a little bit of grace with the fabric tack, which is why I love it so much. And it does not bleed through your... I did not know about this. Julie, did you know about this glue before you started this process?
Fabric tack?
Yeah.
I did, just because I make assemblages, and so I do glue like fabric and felt and paper to those things. So I've had fabric tack for a while, but what's wonderful is it works with so many different types of applications and crafting. In fact, my daughter, who's in college, she's going to junior college locally, and she's currently she currently has a sculpture class. And so talk about upcycling. They had to create a sculpture with like upcycled materials, stuff from the trash, found things, and she made a whole curio shelf out of cardboard and then made all the little things. And so she's actually up until today, she had my fabric tack and my glues she was using.
Yes. Nice.
I think mine's still a little bit wide, but maybe not.
So I like that I decided to smooth out my fabric tack. That just keeps it from getting too globby in one particular area. I didn't do that before today, and it worked just fine. So again, I remember to do some things sometimes and not other times. So I have my little overhang here. You can do as much as or as little as you want. You can always trim it later, but like I said, if you trim it too much too soon, you might find that it's too short. And a little goes a long way with the fabric tack, I know.
Did you glue on your outside cover, or the outside? Is that where you started your gluing?
Yes, that's where I started my gluing. I put my glue on my book, on my spine, and then applied it. I just set it onto the fabric.
Oh, I'm going to do it that way. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel more comfortable, like I will.
So I was going to show fabric tack. It grabs fast, dries quickly, washable, and acid-free, which is nice for archival applications. Fabric, lace, leather, trims, and more. So when we apply lace, that's going to be helpful, but it obviously works on paper as well. And then you see I have a little excess here, and it just rolls right off. Just because the type of glue it is, kind of rolls right off. Don't have to worry about that because it's going to be covered, but just wanted to show that's kind of fun. Even on paper, it kind of rolls right off of paper, which I find amazing that a glue can do that. Simply amazing, I tell you.
I got a new glue. I think you were the one that recommended this, LeAnne. Was this Tombow? How do you say it?
Oh yeah, I have the glue stick.
Okay. And I ordered this because I wanted to try this liquid one. And because too, I like the fact that it has this, it's dual tipped. So it has this spreader, and and then a fine tip.
Nice.
So I did use it on a paper craft last night, and I will say it, I want to test it some more. It
Mhm.
stayed wet for a while longer than maybe what I would have liked.
Okay, so it's a little like tacky glue then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think I might even try it with something that I would do Fabri-Tac with. Let's see. Well, although it does say ideal for paper, photos, poster board, strong permanent bond,
Yeah,
goes on clear, dries clear. But I just did it on paper.
I want to try that. That sounds good.
Yeah. And it was very I got it on Amazon, and it was, I don't know, like $2.93 or something. It was pretty
Oh,
inexpensive.
wow. Good deal.
And I was going to get the glue stick, but I do have one more left of that cheapy Office Depot one that I don't love, but I'm going to use
Right.
that first. Use what I have.
Yes, I'm all about use what you have, and then you can see how it works and maybe try other things. John was suggesting adding links in the video description to some of the supplies you're using. Oh, you mean like on Amazon links and things like that? We could.
Yeah, we can do that. I've done that. I haven't done it since I've been back to YouTube, but I used to do that often in my crafting videos. It's a good thing to do.
Yeah, and some
And of
folks have.
course, we'd love to be affiliates someday.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Some folks are actually affiliates, so they get a little kickback, which is nice.
I
I was
don't
gonna.
know. I haven't looked into it yet to see. Obviously, that's a work towards to see what their requirements are.
Yeah,
For
I
you.
think John, if you look, you will see a list of things we're using because Julie is really, really good about that. I think I did put that in the description. Check for me.
Yeah.
To see.
Yeah, we definitely have a list of supplies,
Yeah.
but maybe not the Amazon links.
Yes, exactly.
See, now I feel like
What?
so, okay, I'm trying to cover, but maybe I'll do the paper thing. I'm trying to cover up the Tyvek, right,
Mhm.
on the inside,
Right.
but then I feel like it's messing up the other side.
Oh, it's not quite lined up the way you want it.
Right. Like,
Mhm.
it's a little bit wider on this side. So maybe I'm going to do your paper thing.
You could. Is it trimmed all the way back as much as you can?
Well, it's trimmed pretty good. I actually probably can trim it a little bit more. I can trim it like a scant.
You could do the paper thing. Remember, you could also do like a ribbon or some trim or something like that. You didn't want to put a whole, like cover that pretty inside.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to trim mine just a little bit more.
Yeah, finesse it as much as you want. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with, let me see here. Pretty happy with where mine landed. I'm going to roll off some of that Fabri-Tac. It does move. I mean, how perfect do I want to be? I don't know if I really care that much, but it's moving in a little bit here. Now, again, I can put trim there. I can put I love rickrack on everything, so I usually and that helps cover it. Yeah, John is my partner extraordinaire. He watches his car repair videos and things like that, and so he appreciates all those links. I think to find things. So like this little piece of trim. Oh, let me switch back.
Oh, make yourself big. Oh my gosh. I love rickrack on the little golden books, especially.
Yeah. And see, I can even hide the fact that maybe it's a little bit wider at the bottom than it is on the top. And I can kind of move that to make it straight. So on my other side, kind of the same way. So, but I think with this one, I'm going to cover the back. I saw some people do really fun. They just use fabric and they wrap the entire back cover with fabric. That's an option.
Oh,
too.
wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mandy's saying cut my material thinner on the outside and then wider on the inside.
Yeah, you could definitely do that. Or you can just use 2 pieces of fabric and just have, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm so nervous and tentative.
Yeah, well, I get it. So I was, because I left my spine sort of flexible in that I didn't double it up, I'm able to sort of bend it out a little bit. Now that's completely optional. I didn't do that before I ever started this one. And in fact, this doesn't even bend out as much as I've seen others do. I just wanted to try that. Plus it kind of brings my pages in a little bit from the edge. So that's an option. I did see somebody use Mod Podge to do this whole process of adhering your fabric. And that made it softer when they went to bend it. So I don't want to, I don't know if I'm overcomplicating it by giving you too many choices, but I like choices. I like options. Mm-hmm. Make it the way you want it to be. And
I like choices too.
Showing you everything that I've seen out there as much as I can remember. So I have a little flexibility. You get more rigidity when you double up here, make a thicker. But the end result, when you sew in your signatures, is pretty solid. I would say pretty durable. We're going to use we're going to do the sewing. Not next week, but the following week. I think next week we're just going to do our pages, like selecting pages and laying out your pages before we sew them in. But when we do go to sew them in, we'll be showing you the 3-hole pamphlet stitch. That's what we're going to be doing.
Yeah. So as your the thumbnail is already up for next week's video, so you can go on my channel, so you can go look at the thumbnail, look at the supply list, and then just start thinking about papers. Mm-hmm. In fact, and then we can show some of, LeAnne can show there too. You can use book pages. You can use, if you have tea dye or coffee dyed paper, graph paper is really fun. Mm-hmm. These are just some book pages, some kind of office supply forms. Sheet music is often easy to find. And then of course we'll have our book pages themselves. This is just some of that yellow kind of office paper, note paper. And then the other good thing to have is, so this was a book that didn't have like the folios, like the 2 pages. So I went and took some washi tape and made 2 sheets. And you can use bits of paper. You can use, mm-hmm. magazine pages. You can use whatever, and glue down the center, and then make a whole folio. Is that correct? Is that the correct?
Yeah, I love that.
Mm-hmm. You can use up I had a bunch, I'm trying to use what I have. I have a bunch of this like thinner 2-sided scrapbook paper I thrifted. Yeah, so kind of sky's the limit. If you start, and even like junk mailers, things that you get in the mail, you can just, because also with the thought of maybe you don't like what the writing is on it, but you can come in later and cover it with another piece of paper or a book page, or put, we'll be doing folders, so we can do, or pockets, I want to say, you might come in, you don't really like what's on that page, but then you can do pockets that fill up the whole page.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So fun.
So those are just some of the, and I just happen to have a lot of books that aren't in great shape either. So I just started taking them apart and using those for the interior page. You could use greeting cards that you have that you love that maybe you were given from somebody. That would be really cool too, right? Have you done that,
Yeah.
LeAnne? That just came to me. You can.
I've seen it done. I have taken maybe the front of one and made sort of like an ephemera journaling card kind of.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I didn't do it in this one. Maybe I'll prep that for next week when we're going through the papers, but you can take, this was just like a one that, I don't know, my daughter got something in it or I did, but it's just a recycled envelope, and you can even lay those in too so that you have, you can open up both sides so that they're tuck spots. But just as
Yeah,
just as your mail's coming this week or kind of moving around, this coming week and touching things and seeing things, it's crazy. Your mind just opens.
that's right. Right. I know. And then quickly forget, but then, it's in there and then you can find it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so many
Yeah.
ideas.
Yes.
You can't
Yes.
retain them all. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just going to keep you big for now since you're still working
Oh,
on your.
well, I'm probably making everybody cringe. Okay.
No.
I'm just going for my fabric. It isn't quite what I want. You know what it is too, why I'm taking, I think normally I would just slap it on, but this book is so old.
Right.
So I'm feeling like I want to be quite meticulous with
Extra
it.
careful. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get it.
Because if it was just whatever one I just picked up at the thrift and it wasn't a big deal, but this book is kind of special. I feel like it's hard to come by these two that are this old, but
yeah,
it'll be what it'll be. It'll be what it's meant to be.
it'll be what it'll be. I put Julie's channel link in there. I know you probably all know Julie already.
Oh, thank you.
Make sure you're subscribed. And then I think I pinned to the top already and put in once already the link to next week's show, which is on Julie's channel. So if you hit the notification bell, set it to all, then you'll get notified. Help to remind you to come over.
And we both will have playlists on our channel too as we move through the weeks.
Right.
So you don't have to say, here we're part 1. You don't need to once the videos are posted, you don't have to run over to my channel to find part 2. LeAnne will have a playlist with all the weeks on her channel, and I will have a playlist on mine as well. So hopefully that makes it easier for you. You don't feel like you're, oh no, okay, where do I find? And we're going to be really link heavy. We'll be really mindful of, putting all the links in the description as we go.
Hey, Miss Christy. Thank you for coming by. Hope you're not working too hard. I was curious, what kind of glue were you removing from your fingers? Because that might make a difference with how you remove it. But I love the hand sanitizer option. Tammy Renee was asking about glue on your fingers.
So. Oh, me? Was I removing?
No, Tammy Renee was asking how to get glue off your fingers.
Oh.
And
I haven't tried the hand sanitizer. That's a great.
Yeah.
I had glue all over my fingers last night, and it's probably still on there from even though I've showered.
Terry asked about number of signatures. That totally depends. So I was showing that my book came with 2 signatures. Let me switch back while I'm talking about this. My book came with 2 signatures. And we'll talk about this next week too, but I think we have time to do that now too. there are different options in putting together your pages. I wanted to make 3 signatures in this Alice journal. You can see you have 1, 2, 3. It came as 2 signatures, but I wanted 3. So what I did was I took each page, and I hope this doesn't confuse you by jumping ahead. I numbered them, first of all, in pencil, and then I cut them, and then I reconfigured them so that I would have even numbers of story pages throughout 3 signatures. The first couple times that I made a junk journal out of a little golden book, I didn't do that. And that was perfectly okay. I just did 2 signatures instead of 3. And I just did it that way. I just wanted 3 signatures. I think it lays down nicely, but it adds an extra step in that if you want your pages to be in order and evenly spaced throughout your book, that's what you need to do. Otherwise, you're going to just leave them the way they are. You can keep them together in your book, or you can spread them out with other pages interspersed. It's kind of your personal preference. I will say just make sure that if you're going to cut them apart like I did, make sure you go through and number your pages because they will get mixed up. 1, 2, and just lightly in pencil. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that little ducky with the pink walls is so cute. It just
Yeah,
does.
and the also saying to the 2-inch spine that we used works perfectly with the 3 signatures, right?
Right.
You
Right.
probably said that. I was not.
No, I didn't. I didn't actually. That's a good point. And likewise, if you want a smaller signature, maybe you don't want to add as many pages as we do, and we'll talk about numbers of pages next week, but you could make a much smaller, thinner journal, or even bigger. I've seen some people make like really big, thick journals. I think that's somewhat intimidating because then it means I have more pages to decorate and use, but you know.
Yeah, I'm going to count here. So my I Am Bunny only had 1 signature in the
Right.
book itself. I'm going to count here to see which meant that with the 3 signatures, I only ended up with 2 book pages, like 2 folios, the left side and the right side. Let me count and see how many extra. 1, 2, 7, 8. So I guess I put 9. So I did 9 additional pages and then had the 2 books. So 9, so 11. I ended up with the little golden book that just had a single signature.
That's good information. And Julie's experience with the 1 signature was really great to see because I hadn't come across that. But you will, especially if you're using a newer printed book.
Yeah, and I think that, obviously it will get thicker as we work in them and we fill them, but that looks pretty good. That doesn't, it's not overly thick. It's still, it's closing nicely. It's hard to see from that angle, but
Right.
it's closing nicely. Probably as we fill it, maybe it'll be equal.
Exactly.
With the spine, maybe. But when it's laying down, it's still at an angle.
Right, exactly. Tammy Renee said fabric tack, but I bought the big spray by mistake. I didn't even know it came in a spray.
Oh,
I'm sorry that you had that experience. I bet you could make it work, but
well, the spray may be really interesting though for some things.
Yeah, for sure. And hi, Tammy Molinax. Thank you for coming in. Nice to see you. She's working.
Hi, Tammy.
She's a working girl.
Good.
Numbering
We're glad you're here.
Thank you, Mandy. Yeah, numbering's good. I didn't do that the first few times. It's not a big deal, especially if you know how the story flows, but it helped me when I was reassembling my pages. So good that we answered your question, Terry. Thank you so much. Hi again,
I
Tammy.
may go in and I don't know my Fabri-Tac. I don't know if it's my Fabri-Tac is drying so fast. I wonder if it's because it's old. So I may try the Mod Podge over the top of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could. Maybe, yeah, if it's older, it might not. I say try using more.
Yeah.
How long was it between when you put it out and then, you know?
It was drying super, super quick.
Oh, okay.
Like almost as it was coming out, it was drying.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Probably.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm in California. I mean, I have the doors closed. It's not.
I think it's an acetone based. I wonder if you added like fingernail polish remover, if it would loosen it up. Oh yeah, here it is. It says it can be thinned with pure acetone.
Oh, okay. So maybe I'll try that later.
Yeah.
I might have to report back next week about how that went. And I was using this for something else, I think yesterday, and yeah, it was just drying super quick.
Mm-hmm. That must be it.
Well, I'll try a little bit here.
I got mine. I got the big bottle. I think I got it on Amazon. I compared prices with Joann's and Michael's, and I still found that Amazon was the best deal. So,
yeah, and that's where I got mine last time too. Well, I'll just kind of piece it through.
And maybe
that's it. Maybe I didn't have enough. I'm being very tentative with this.
I definitely had to add some the first couple times. So
yeah.
Or even with this one here. So I'm sitting here trying to figure out what I want to use because I didn't select papers or fabric to cover my back and the inside. I want to do that before I add the trim because once I add the trim, because I'm gonna want the trim to hide the seam. So I want to put down the material first. So I'm gonna look around a minute while Julie's gluing. I love watching gluing.
Forever gluing.
It's fun. Gluing is fun.
Oh, much better. That's it. I just didn't have. I was being too shy with it, and I didn't have enough on. But it's definitely old. Definitely, I think I need to thin it out with acetone.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little more successful now.
Oh, that's good. Oh, I have such a plethora of materials here.
Mm-hmm. I will say my experience to doing this part to me, the making the spine and the fabric, like that is, I don't want to say it's my least favorite, but that seemed to me a little bit more tedious part of it, just because trying to get everything lined up. And the rest of it is just so fun. Like I actually love sewing in the signatures. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so satisfying and it's super easy. You might think it maybe feel intimidated by it, but it's so simple. And then once you get it, it's like, I don't know, it's just fun. Yeah. So I think if you're, I don't want to say anybody's intimidated, but this, to me, this part seemed to be the part that I worried about, kind of,
Sure. That makes sense to me.
Like there's no going back, sort of feeling. I don't know if do you feel that way? Do you kind of feel that way? Like, Yeah.
Let me share. I have pulled off fabric, and you can still do that with the fabric tack. You can still pull it off. I have even painted
Oh, okay. Okay. I love
over.
that.
I've even painted over the fabric
Okay.
because I didn't care for it. I didn't care for the pattern that I used, so I painted over it. And
Oh,
that was one that I had
wow.
gifted to somebody too, so I was confident still in how it turned out. Um, so there are ways. There are ways. You can always, you know, toss it out and try again too. I guess you're not going to want to do that if it's a special one, but
Yeah, I think that's why I'm being a little bit like, ooh, with this one, but
yeah. So what do I want to use? So I'm looking at my scrapbook paper, trying to find something. I could always use the same fabric if I had enough to cover the back. I might do that. Let me check if we have fabric handy.
all right. I'm very happy so far that I can see the words. I can see her sweet face. This is working well now.
Oh, good.
It's working well.
Yay.
Yeah, talk about glue. It's like,
Yeah. Well, the fabric tack is nice because it just kind of rolls right off. I love that.
yeah.
Remember that old, was it rubber cement? I think it's very similar.
Yes.
Yeah, we used to play with that all the
Of
time.
that. What was that? Was it rubber cement? There was some kind of white glue that we used too.
Oh,
In like,
Elmer's glue.
was it? Oh, I feel like it was paste. Does anybody
Paste.
remember the paste in the
Yes, I
jars?
do,
And it
with the
had
little
that
stick.
very particular smell. I loved it.
Mhm. Oh, goodness. Wonder what it was
Oh my
really made
gosh.
of.
They probably don't even make that. I bet if I smelled it, it would just bring back those
Yeah.
memories.
Yeah, like that was like preschool old, you know,
Yeah, it was like
younger.
kindergarten,
Mhm.
first grade. In fact, I think in first grade, we sat at tables. There was like four of us to a table, like squares. And
Yeah,
I think one of the boys at my table, like he was eating it or something,
I've heard of that.
and he got in trouble. He was like the boy in class, which is funny to think that everybody had a crush on.
Oh my
I
goodness.
won't say his whole name. Not that
Oh,
he
in
would
case
do it.
he's watching, right?
Steven. His name was Steven. Um,
Steven!
Steven. His name was Steven. It was so funny. He got in big trouble.
Naughty, naughty.
Wonder where he is today.
That was the boy name that my mom picked out for me. I think that was popular back in the early 70s.
Oh, really?
That
Yes.
name, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was born in the late, I was born in 67 is when I was born.
No way.
Yes, I'm old.
No, you're not.
I'm old. I've forgotten how old. Where was I yesterday? Oh, I stopped at this. I sent LeAnne pictures. I stopped at a new to me thrift store that a local friend had told me about. She and we went to lunch and whatnot, and we were going to stop on the way back to my house, and it was closed that particular day. I was like, oh my gosh, bummer. We were looking in the window. So I stopped yesterday. And when I was at the checkout, the lady, she said, "Oh, how old are you?" Because I guess they have like a 55
discount.
plus.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at her and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know." My mind just blanked. I said, "I think I've stopped keeping track." And I said,
Yeah.
"Well, I'm 55 plus." And then
Yeah.
I said, I was born in 67. I don't know how old I am. What a weirdo. What a weirdo.
That is so cute, Julie. First of all, I assumed you were younger than me. I was born in 70. I was just assuming. And then also when you're born in an odd number year, it's got to be more confusing to figure out your age. So I give you credit, or I understand because
Yeah.
I'm 70, I can always figure it out.
It was
1970.
really easy. So my dad, how old is my dad? When my dad was 75, I was 50. So then for a while it was like easy to keep track.
Right.
Like how old my dad is. And he's like, oh, this is so fun. Like that particular year. I'm
Yes.
like, how fun is that? And then now, of course, we've moved away from it. So I don't even know. I'm just, I have to, like, if I'm with my husband, I'll just look at like, how old am I?
Yeah, that's so cute.
I'm not keeping track anymore. That's done.
You're
I
funny.
keep track of my kids' age. That's enough.
Yeah. I was going to say too that I wasn't surprised to hear you say you were going to this thrift store and it was closed that particular day. That's happened to me probably 50% of the time when I've tried to go thrifting in LA.
Oh, that it's, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know what the deal is there, but
yeah, I usually, Savers is kind of my go-to. I don't go to Goodwills anymore. I've given up on them.
or small.
And they're open every day. And then we have another little kind of privately run. And I think they're closed on Mondays, I feel like. But I don't go there that often.
Those are the ones I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
That are a little harder to.
And it was good. She was like, oh, it's really, I think, it's probably just the day you go to what you end up finding. I didn't find that much, but the lady also said, I mean, they were packed to the gills. They're just piles of stuff. And it's a church run, like, charity kind of thing. And so I guess they're getting ready for a sale at the church. So they were getting a ton of donations. She's like, usually we don't have this much stuff. It was kind of hard to move around.
Yeah.
But of course I'm not necessarily, I'm, working through the hard good inventory I have currently for Etsy. So I'm not really picking up hard goods, but of course I pick up books.
Oh, sure. More
supplies, because heaven forbid I don't buy those things.
Yeah, when you see something good, you got to grab it.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Grab it. So I
found Terry's 1968. Okay, yes. So we're in that. Yeah, we're same.
All in the same range there.
So I have a birthday coming up too.
Oh, you do? When's that?
You know what the funniest thing I did, and I've done it several times now. So my that's okay to say my birthday, right? Now everybody will know the whole.
Don't give your social security number or your bank.
Yeah, as long as I don't give it. So my birthday's May 18, and my mother-in-law's birthday, she passed in March. Her birthday is May 14. And of course, I was always saying her birthday, right? Just constantly, when I had to make phone calls for her, she had to mention.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, her just birthday is always rolling off the tip of my tongue. Always. I say it more than my own. And one time I called, it was for myself. I think I was making a doctor's appointment. And they said, what's your birthday? What's your birthday, to look up the thing. And I said, 5/14/67. And she's like looking, and she's like, huh. And of course, it didn't even dawn on me. And she's like, I can't find you. And she's like having trouble. And I'm thinking, what the heck? What the heck? And then I said, oh my gosh, what birthday did I say? And she said, you said 5/14.
My goodness, yeah.
I said, oh, I gave you my mother-in-law's birthday. It's 5/18. Oh my gosh.
That's understandable.
So crazy. I told her that, I mean, kind of you know, I think she understood what I was saying when she was
Yeah.
in skilled nursing one day, and I said, "Oh, let me tell you this really funny story," and then she was chuckling. She didn't quite get the dates, but she understood what I said. I say your birthday so much
Yeah.
that I said your birthday instead of mine.
Yep. That's happened to me with John's birthday, especially if it's in the same month, because mine's March 3rd and John's is March 17th.
Okay, so you've said his before.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, we were going through TSA together one time. I forget what airport we were at, but it wasn't our SeaTac. And I don't know if when I booked it, I put down my birthday for his or what, but they had the wrong birthday. So we had to go through an extra step of showing ID and stuff because
Oh my
it was
goodness.
wrong. Yeah. So crazy. So Tammy says, if you guys are ever looking for a particular golden book in one of my antique stores, there's one dealer that has over 1,000. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. And there's so many same birthdays. Andrew said that's her niece's birthday. Terry's is May 20th. Oh my gosh. We're almost like not quite the same. Oh, so close.
Why don't I see what May 20th? I don't see that.
Oh, she said it right above Tammy.
There it is. Okay, it's not on StreamYard. Isn't that
Oh,
interesting?
it's not. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. That's happened to us before.
It isn't. I see.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking up at the my laptop. I don't see it there. How weird.
Yeah.
But it's on the phone. Oh,
Yeah.
that's weird.
That's happened before to us when we're in sales. Sometimes it'll show up on StreamYard, but not on, or on YouTube, but not on StreamYard. It's weird.
Which is not good in a sale.
Not good, especially if you're, yeah.
No, I mean, we don't like it here either. It's not good here either, but that's much more difficult. Wow, 1,000 titles. Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot. Well, I'll let you know, Tammy.
exciting.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I mean, I have quite a few myself, but I'm always looking for different. I collect the cat little golden books, so I'm always looking for different kitty cat ones.
Oh, I didn't know you. So is it mostly just the cat ones that you collect?
I mean, I have others too that I have trouble letting go of, but I'm trying to tell myself it's just the cat ones that I collect.
Yeah.
So
my Savers was loaded yesterday. I have never seen so many golden books at that location. It's crazy. But I didn't buy any.
You were good.
Yeah, I was good. But now that I know well, I guess I need to figure out which cat ones you have or which ones you're looking for.
Right, I need to make a list actually of what I have. So I wanted to ask the group. I know Julie's gluing here.
I'm sorry, I'm so slow.
Don't be. No, it's good.
Oh my goodness. We're just chatting. Right? Nobody's waiting for me.
We're all at a different pace and we can all, chat. Yeah. So I found some fabric that I covered the back with. It just happens to be out of my mom's quilting stash. So it was the same, but different color. So, I mean, I like it. It's kind of busy, but I have this little seam here because I didn't take to ironing it first. I'm wondering if I can iron it now at this point or if it's too late. Just a little crease. And then I'm going to try to fold this over to make it kind of, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I haven't done this before.
Like a little fold. I bet you could. I bet you could still iron it. I feel like. Hi, glitter and duct tape. Hello, welcome.
Hi.
Nice glad you're here.
Yeah. Let me make you blue, and you can share your channel if you'd like, or anything coming up. I have a feeling with that name that you're a fellow crafter.
That is a cute name.
And I'm trying to, it's not a hard task. Just meet new people and, people to collaborate with. Julie turned me on to the hashtag Give a Scrap hop. And so I've been able to connect with a few people already just by watching their videos and commenting. So I'm always looking for new friends.
Wasn't that a great hashtag?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll type it in here if anybody hasn't watched. And I'm posting my video on the very last day, so I'm not up there yet in the replay.
Yeah, but you're gonna be on, is it the 30th? 30th?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be on April, or my video will go live on April 30th. So I'm going to post it really early in the morning because Angela, the traveling crafter, she's the creator and host of the hashtag. She's the one that, reached out to everyone to participate. She will be doing I think she's going live that evening on April 30th and doing talking about it, doing a giveaway. So you still have time if you go back and you watch all the videos in the hop, in the replay, and leave a comment. As long as you include hashtag Give a Scrap in the comment, you'll be eligible for the giveaway, which is I think it might even be the I Am Bunny. It's a little golden book journal that Angela made, and it's adorable.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. And I think she did it ring bound, so she took the cup, the back, and then I didn't get a good look at it. She probably put grommets or something in, which is such a cool idea, and then it has rings.
That's cool.
Isn't she great, Terry? I love Angela. I love her energy. And LeAnne and I were saying right before we got on, LeAnne was watching a video, I think, that she had done, and she just comes up with so many great ideas.
For reusing found materials, which that's what really got me into junk journaling. I'd love to make something out of something other people might throw away.
Yeah.
Love that.
What did Angela say? I was writing an email and thought I'd done some crafting in my sleep. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Angela,
I have to go back and watch Angela and Heather's talk on Monday. It was very intriguing topic, and I came right at the end. Angela, make sure you put your link in, because I think that was, if you can, I know you're at work, I think that was on your channel. I need to go back and watch that.
What was the we were talking about Angela, the traveling crafter. Yeah,
and I'm sorry, now I've completely switched to Angela, who VOA Quest is also Angela. I'm sorry. Yeah. I've completely switched to another Angela. Yeah, it was about like castles and fairies, and I don't know. It was an amazing topic.
I missed that. That sounds awesome.
Hi, Joni. Joni just popped in, Vintagerous.
Joni. Hi, hon.
Hi.
Can I add you as
Joni, put your link in if you would like people to go to your channel. Joni isn't, I know she does dabble and she does love the creative. She does. So she's not necessarily crafting content, but she has really great, if you just love vintage in general, she has a lot of great content and a lot of expertise about different types of collectibles.
Oh, yeah. She finds the best.
Beautiful.
Best.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yep.
Yeah.
Doesn't she? Yep.
No.
She knows her jewelry. She knows her just and Joni's in Canada. It's so interesting the things that she finds that I never see here, and she's on the West Coast, but it's just fascinating. Like she finds a lot of Danish,
Oh.
beautiful Danish pieces and Scandinavian glass, and I never find that. Yes, and she is a lover of craft supplies. She picked up some amazing books. Oh my gosh, drool worthy.
That's what I was going to say. I need to find your Etsy store, and because I want to look at that, especially the kitty little golden book that you
Oh my
had.
gosh, those kitty books are amazing.
Yeah, I don't have that particular one. All right, I'm going to glue this on. It's the first time I'm trying wrapping the back of my book with fabric. I usually use paper.
All right, I'm hashtag slowest crafter, but I finished.
Yay! Got your spine built.
Oh, see, I had it totally wrong, Angela VOA Quest. So Angela said Monday's history highlight was about an amazing silent film star who was passionate about miniatures, and she amazing. Oh my gosh.
Oh, neat.
Oh wow.
It's a great show. I hate missing it when it's live.
Yeah.
But it's always fun to go back. Good.
Hi, Gwen, the trash witch. Welcome.
Gwen. Thank you so much for commenting on my channel and coming in to see us. Let me make you blue. You are welcome to share anything you have going on your channel. Want to build everybody up here. Nice to see you.
Yeah, definitely go check out Joni. Just put her Etsy link in. Definitely go check out her shop. Has beautiful taste.
Perfect. Thank you.
Exquisite. You'll be, very glad you did.
Yes. One of these days, Joni, it's just a few hours away. I'm going to come see you. One of these days.
I know, just isn't that kind of crazy to think, oh, you're so close?
Well, I've been around here for a while. It's not too crazy, but especially since we share a PBS station. When I grew up.
Oh, you do?
When I grew up watching Sesame Street, there was Canadian stuff on there too. We had a lot of.
Oh my gosh. How cool is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
you ever come down to Seattle? Come and see me, John.
I would be in on that trip too.
Yes.
I'd be up for it.
Yeah.
Whoops. I just dropped something.
But yeah, we're close to an international border. So are you. You can go to Mexico anytime you want.
Yeah, but I don't know.
You're not gonna.
I mean, I went not a lot, I guess in my early 20s. I grew up, I'm in Los Angeles now, or some Los Angeles area. And I think in the 6th grade, I lived in LA. In the 6th grade, we moved down to San Diego, like North County, San Diego. My stepdad had a civilian position on Camp Pendleton. So we moved to Fallbrook, which is kind of inland on the backside of Camp Pendleton, if anybody knows that area. So we weren't too far. So I went a few times, and then my husband and I, I don't know, it doesn't necessarily feel super safe.
Yeah.
I guess.
I get it. Yeah.
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 I don't know. I mean, I'm older. I'm not as like, hey, let's go do this.
Right. Yeah. I hear about that when kids are younger. It's more like, let's go to Tijuana.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And
Mhm.
I did the Tijuana thing, and
I think you have to if you live there.
yeah.
As a
Yeah.
kid.
I mean, maybe I know I went with girlfriends, and like we went down there, and like we'd stay for, a couple days, and
Wow.
but full disclosure, one of the friends that I did that with most often, she like knew the area. She had family,
Oh yeah,
that
that's
was
so
from
cool.
there. So I kind of felt like, okay, she know that, where to
Mhm.
stay. And
Yeah, that makes sense.
oh, is it Joni with the exchange rate? Yeah.
Yeah, that's too bad.
And Joni was out here. Totally lost track of time. Again, there goes my memory. Was that last summer, Joni, that you were here? Was in June, right?
I
Was
think
that
so.
almost a whole year ago?
I was envious. I'll speak for you. I think it was. I think that's
I
when.
know you should have come. We should have like contacted you and said,
Or was it
"Come."
the previous year? Or
Was
no,
it
it
the
wasn't the
previous?
Santa
Oh, it
Barbara
was
trip.
last summer. Oh my gosh, think about all the things that have happened since then. I just feel like,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, it was. It was the beginning
time
because I
flies.
think the kids had just gotten out of school maybe the week before or something like that. It
Mhm.
was. It was an amazing trip. What a treat.
Oh, that's great.
So, what do we think for trim? I don't know if I have a lot of it. I have this little pink rick rack, which is kind of
Oh,
cute.
I love the mini Rick Rack.
Let's see. So I have pink rick rack. I'm a big turquoise girl too. I might see if I have turquoise, but I don't think that I do.
Hmm.
But I don't know if turquoise. Oh, wait, I have baby blue. Let's see
I
what
have
comes
a
out of this.
ton of vintage Rick Rack, and I was hoarding it, and now I'm just
Me too. I
using
cannot.
it. Fine, it's fine. I can use it.
No, it's super hard. In fact, my husband and I went to an estate sale, and there was like this, it was all balled up. It was like, this is probably some of it. It was like this big ball, and it was all tangled up and stuff in some
Oh
kind of
wow.
thing, container. And I like grabbed it. I told my
Uh
husband,
huh.
grab that, get that. And he's like, what? And that lady, when we went to the front, she was probably, oh my God, what's this lady's super crazy, but no,
I
this
would
is
have done
gold
that
right
too.
here,
Love it. Love it.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is just like a big ball of goodness here.
Yes, it is. All right, I'm going to add my Rick Rack. I'm going for it. I
I'm
managed
gonna
to
see
wrap
what this
my cover.
blue looks like.
You know, I could have even padded my back cover if I wanted to add some fun. Have you seen those the junk journalers who use those padded envelopes for covers?
No.
Fun. Hmm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then it adds that kind of tactile
Right. And then does it make
crinkle.
does it have a little bit of noise to it?
Yeah. Hmm. You hear
Okay.
kind of the bubble crinkle.
Oh, and you collect vintage Mickey Mouse stuff. Oh wow, Carrie.
Ooh, nice. My daughter sort of does, not specifically Mickey Mouse, but like vintage. I did buy her a little vintage Mickey Mouse one time. I love it. I love vintage Disney too.
I don't, for living in Los Angeles, I don't really see a lot of it. Maybe it gets grabbed up, or maybe I'm
It
just not focused
does.
on it. I just
I
never
think
see it.
a lot of good things get grabbed up there or just
Mhm.
stay in collections. So
I have
going,
never, yeah, I don't think I've ever picked up, like, found any good vintage Disney stuff like to put in my Etsy shop. I've found like SeaWorld, I found like some cool SeaWorld things and a few things here and there, but not Disneyland. Maybe people keep it too, I bet, right?
And there's a lot of people that just list it too.
Yeah.
Resellers. So even if they're just hobbyists or listing their own things. Yeah.
Yeah.
My late husband, my daughter's dad, collected a lot of Disney things, and we're still working through it. She listed a ton of it on eBay, and just this week sold a few things.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's still working on it.
I'd love to find like a old, like a vintage Disney sweatshirt or something. I think would be cool.
Oh, yeah.
Like a real old t-shirt, sweatshirt. Oh, Joni, you're so sweet.
Thank you for doing that, Joni. Of course.
Thank you.
Always.
I think the pink is the best. I do, and I actually sold an assemblage this past week, a Halloween one, and that just made my day.
Aww.
I love every time, every sale. I love every sale. I love knowing, that something that I picked up is going to a happy new home, and that's such a great feeling. But something, when it's handmade, it's a little extra special.
For sure. Joni, I want to be, the learning curve. I have an eBay shop. I'm on eBay very casually. Most of the things that I had listed on eBay that cross over to what I do on YouTube have ended up in my YouTube lives instead of, I've taken them off of eBay. Yes, they are next level. Yes. Oh, Mandy prepped 3 of the Amazon bubble bags today for journals. Awesome. I have not yet done that, but I so want to.
Oh.
Love to see that.
Do you have videos on your channel of that?
Yeah. Do you post, or do you have Instagram or something like that you could share with us? How's it going, Julie? Did you decide to leave your inside covers as is, do you think?
I think just because it's so old.
Yeah, I love it.
I feel like I love this. In fact, I was like, oh my gosh, it has a camel. Debbie, my vagabond style. That's like she loves camels. Yeah. I think because of that, it does have a name. But I think I'm okay with that, or maybe I'll put like a little label or something. But I think if it had just, more modern paper, I would cover it up, maybe because of the name. But
yeah, I'd leave it. I love the yellow as opposed to what I have here with mine. It's more kind of blah. But the yellow
that's the same. This one's that, kind of old.
But that still looks good there, what you have. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks good, and it doesn't have a name. I mean, this one definitely, this prayer one definitely has some issues with it, but it's okay. Yeah, and you're right, Joni. The inscription is kind of cute. What does it say? It says Patricia from Grandma Mamie.
Aww.
Grandma Mamie.
Oh, that's
kind of
cute.
sweet.
I think I'm happy that I covered this side. But I think I might leave mine, and then maybe I'll color in, like enhance it somehow by doodling a little bit on it. That might be what I do with mine.
And
yeah. That way I'm leaving some little golden book behind, because I feel like once you cover the spine, if you're covering all of the things. Go ahead, Julie. Oh, did we freeze?
Freezing, but I think it should be. It's my internet. Okay, there it goes back.
Oh, okay. So
So what were you saying? You were going to cover it with something, the paper?
I was thinking of like doodling on it to make it colorful, but then I just realized I do have this to cover up.
Mm.
So I don't know. Might be able to trim that back and then still use some trim.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What am I?
The fabric's awfully cute. Let me see the back. How did you end up folding it?
Yeah, I just wrapped it with the fabric.
That's so cute. Oh, I like that.
It works. It's good.
I wonder, you could even do oh, I just noticed mine even says Pat M there. That's funny. You could also like cut a piece of fabric if you know, like maybe with pinking shears or something, but you could cut it so that a little bit of the background cover paper shows, and then you could, you know, put your trim like around it if you wanted to do a little bit of a nod to it. I don't know. That fabric is awfully cute.
Strip of fabric here.
Yeah, or you could do like a, you know, what am I trying to say? Like a square. You know, you could even do, you know, like you could do like that kind of a thing or something.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Uh-huh.
If you wanted a little bit of the paper, if you didn't want to worry, you know, because you're not going to cover the side if you're worried about folding or whatever.
Right, because I'm not going to cover the front. I just need to cover this. I need to cover my
or even, yeah, however, you know, you could do like do it as much, and then you can have your trim here.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And then do it where it meets right here, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that.
Isn't this cute fabric? This is what I will put this on the Gardner one eventually. So cute.
Yeah, or a pocket. I like the pocket idea too.
Oh, pocket would be great. Oh, what a great idea. Yes, a pocket would be super cute.
Gosh, if I had enough fabric to make a pocket out of the fabric, that would be good. This is the last bit.
And then you could put like a library, like a little library card.
Oh, that's cute. I like that idea.
Wouldn't that be cute?
Mm-hmm.
I have some, they're like older ones, but I have some that are blue.
Ooh.
I can send you. Where are they? They're
somewhere. Great. I don't have any of those. That sounds great.
Oh, yeah, let me find them, and then I'll show you what they look like somewhere. I have to get up to go look.
So many great ideas.
Look how cute this would be. So they're blue. Wouldn't that be cute with your fabric?
Yes. That's darling.
And then you can slip. Yeah, you could decorate it and like slip it in there. Ooh, so cute.
That's awesome. So how's everybody doing out there? You having fun crafting, or some of you are at work? Let us know.
Is anybody still working on their covers? Have you moved way beyond us? You passed us by. Oh, good. You got out for a walk, Spirit. That's great.
Oh, good.
That was very good. I got out for my morning walk this morning.
Oh. Were you on your own this time, or did you go with your neighbor?
No, I'm so bad. I don't. Sometimes she'll walk if I can't, but I never walk. if she can't, which I should. That's
Oh,
terrible.
I see.
I don't know why.
No.
Then I just get like, oh, okay, I'm gonna, it's like my excuse to go do something else.
Yeah, that's how it goes, Spirit. Sometimes I feel like that with my projects too, that I feel like I'm not progressing, and then all of a sudden just get a spurt of energy. Oh, Gwen is eating lunch and watching. Thanks for letting us know. What have you been working on lately, Gwen? I know you do some beautiful work with lots of found materials.
Ooh, I'm excited to look at your channel, Gwen.
Yeah. I found her with the Give a Scrap, I think.
Oh, okay.
Funny, went to a church sale with lots of books from their library that they were using those library pockets for keeping track of what sold. Oh. Tried my hardest to buy them. They wouldn't sell them? Is that what
Oh
you're
my
trying to tell me?
goodness.
Oh.
I get most excited. I mean, I love books. I just have a terrible obsession for books, but I love it when I open up the cover and the old library card is there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful bonus.
You know what? I think I'm probably going to do a pocket here, but I don't think I'm going to cover it all with the fabric. I think I'm going to be able to get away with putting my trim here and hiding the seam. Here, I'll show you.
Oh yeah, you can't. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Especially with the wide rickrack, it really it really works well. Oh, that looks
Yeah, if
good.
it wasn't white, I probably wouldn't, but I just trimmed it back a little bit, and yeah. All right, I'll do that. And then I can still put a library card here if I want to.
Joni, they had a big stack of them. Oh my, I would have asked them too. Oh my, it said they probably have no, which maybe would break their heart if they knew about junk journaling and people
Tearing
read,
books apart.
yeah, giving books a new life, making them into journals.
Well, I think it was you that said in one of your videos, first of all, if it's falling apart or not the best condition, why hesitate? Also if it's something that there's a lot of those copies out there.
Right.
Think about how many books are discarded and put in the landfill every year. Why not put some to good use?
Exactly. Yeah, we were both commenting on that with Carrie the Paper Monkey, right? On her video that she put out for the Give a Scrap Hop, and she had all the statistics in there of how many books get discarded every year.
Right.
Oh my goodness, that really sunk in with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that and like looking up that Richard Scarry book a week or so ago, even though my Richard Scarry book like colored in and the front pages were all ripped, but still I was like, oh my gosh, because I love it so much and I love the images so much. But yeah, they weren't, I mean, for probably $10 or less, I can, once I use that copy, I can find another one on eBay, and there's lots of them. So they're not super scarce.
Yeah, probably a good habit to just look it up and make sure you're not,
Yes.
you're doing the best you can with what you have.
Right.
Maybe you might want to sell it on eBay first or something like that and choose a different book. But if not, then go ahead. Use it.
Yeah. I mean, like the Edith Holden books are a great example, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those of you that know about the Edith Holden books, they are a hot commodity. I've never found one in the wild. I'm always looking. I mean, when I go to the thrift store, especially a new thrift store, I mean, I look at the children's book. I look at the antique books. I'm always looking for nature, bird books, botanical, I have certain categories I'm looking for, but that's another one where that is a favorite of people that craft in that or do junk journals in that sort of nature, flower botanical category. Those are, and people, they get them and they craft with them.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're still, I'm not sure that they're still, issuing copies of them.
I'm not sure I'm picturing what you're saying, so I'll have to look that up. Edith Holden.
Let me show you. So I have a paperback of it. I did buy it on eBay. So Edith Holden, she lived in, so 1906. She's an actual person.
Wow.
And this, she was a writer. She was an artist. It's basically like a nature guide. So these are all her paintings and illustrations and her writing.
Oh, I see. Oh, yes.
Let me see if, and obviously this is a modern one, copyright 1977, 1982. There's hard book versions. So let's see. Edith Holden, The Country Drive and Edwardian Lady, has already established itself as a best-selling hardcover classic. And so now they're doing it in this paperback form. But it's hard to find. These go for really big money, even the paperbacks that are reissued. But look at that. And I haven't dug into this yet. It's one of those, even though I know, okay, it's a paperback. It's a newer issue. I won it in an auction and got a great deal on it, but I haven't gotten into it yet.
Yeah.
Isn't it gorgeous, Joni? Yeah. To me, I have a ton of botanical books and I do craft with them, but this is I think she's like the ultimate when we're talking about botanical and nature guide. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to address what Spirit was saying. I think Mandy's just new to YouTube, and I don't think she has any content posted. But I don't know her personally. No, I can't say that I know her.
No, and I did notice, Mandy, if you're still listening, I think you had said maybe you were thinking about maybe posting some stuff on Instagram. And if you do, if you create an Instagram page, definitely tag LeAnne and I so we can follow you. And
that's great.
And sometimes you feel it's intimidating, right? To post things or just even be on whatever it is, Facebook, Instagram, and certainly things that you've made. Sometimes that's a little intimidating to kind of put that out there. So yeah, I mean, I still sometimes think about, things I post or whatnot, but definitely tag us if you decide to do that. And we'll follow you. We'd love to see what you're making and creating.
Yes, Spirit. I don't know you either. That's true. I don't know you personally. But yes. Okay, Joni. Thank you for coming in, Joni.
Hi, Joni.
So nice to see you.
Have a good rest of your day. I'll talk to you later.
Yes, enjoy your day.
I know. We all think we know each other. Well, LeAnne and I have met in person.
We have. We went to the Rose Bowl Flea
together.
Not just the best time.
Yeah, not just virtually. We spent a day together, LeAnne and Kate and I.
Yeah.
Spent a great day vintage shopping.
Yes. That was great. I wish I could have
Yeah.
spent so much more time there with you guys. Definitely.
I know. That was a great day.
That was fun.
I found so much good stuff that day. I was
Yeah.
shocked because I
Yeah.
had it in my mind that the Rose Bowl flea market was pricey and I wasn't going to find much. And I found great things that day. You guys brought me good luck.
Yeah.
I had the Kate and LeAnne luck that day.
Yes. Yes, Spirit. I've been lucky enough to go and meet some friends. They've been gracious enough to want to meet me too.
Mhm.
But yeah, only in the last 2 years have I really been making an effort to get out of town, to travel a little bit, to try to get out of my, because I've been going through some stuff, personal losses and transitions, and just all of the transitions of life kind of happened in the last few years. And so it's really been helpful for me to go and get a new perspective and see, because I really didn't travel that much. I had kids. Before that, we didn't have a lot of money to travel. And so it's given me, meeting people virtually has given me an opportunity to meet people from a lot of different places, and then kind of giving me an excuse, like where do I want to go? I don't know. Colorado. I've never been to Colorado. Who's in Colorado that I know from YouTube? Heather Elizabeth. So I know, and then same with you, Julie. I got to meet you, and so yeah, I'm really happy that
Did you went to Colorado and met and was with Heather?
yeah, last
How do I not know that?
last March, yeah.
I must have been, well, maybe I was like I was probably like taking care of my mother-in-law or something. I've been kind of
Sure.
in I don't know.
In the last year,
I've been off doing things and been away for periods of time from YouTube. Oh my gosh, that must have been so fun.
Yeah,
Oh.
I tried to, Spirit. She was out of town that week that I was there. I don't know where she went, Alabama or wherever she goes on her road trips for her glass shows. But I did meet her daughter, Kari. I got to meet Kari, and so did Heather Elizabeth. We went out to see where she worked, and it was wonderful. They're great people. Yeah, and I would absolutely, Spirit, come and see you if I were in your neck of the woods. Absolutely, if you would meet me, that would be great. And I did meet Angie. Here's another just opportunity that presented itself. John had a trip in Minneapolis for his job, and in February, and so we went. Was it February? I think it was. So we went to see. I'm trying to travel with him as much as I can on these work trips, and so I happened to mention it to Angie's Oddities, Angie, and she said, "Oh, I'm just a few hours from Minneapolis." She lives in Wisconsin. And so we met up and went antique shopping, and I got to meet Jody. Spirit, you're keeping track. Yeah, I got to meet
Wow.
Jody. Same deal. John had a business trip in Boston, and I thought, wonder how far Bangor, Maine is from Boston, and just a couple hours drive. And I decided I'd put myself out there and tell Jody I was going to be in town, and would she meet me? And she did, and yeah,
of course she did. Who?
I know.
Anybody in our wonderful community, I can guarantee you.
Well, you never know. It could be a stalker or whatever. So
No,
she was
clearly.
If you don't follow her on Instagram, I recommend it. She's very, she posts quite a bit, so you can kind of keep track of what she's up to on Instagram. But
yeah, I follow her on Instagram.
She's awesome. She's good people for sure.
This is an amazing, yeah. And some of the people, for people that are new here, LeAnne and I are a bit of a crossover of the kind of larger vintage loving group of people here on YouTube. And then there's also a bunch of us that are also creatives, makers,
Right.
and crafters, which I guess is kind of common a lot. Sometimes those two things go together, especially if you love collecting vintage, but then also crafting and creating with it.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, a lot of crossover.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's well, yeah, I mean, I started off selling my vintage items that I inherited, and that led me to being on YouTube in the first place because I hadn't really ever watched YouTube. Then I started watching people, saw the crafting. I had always been a crafty person, loved to learn new things, and so then I sort of I'm rather than making a whole new craft channel, I decided to just sort of incorporate that in my Crafty Kitty Vintage channel. That was my idea to begin with, which is why I use that name. It kind of encompasses both worlds for me. But yeah, Crafty Friday, yes. Julie has been on with Helen on Crafty Friday. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been on quite a bit. In Spirit, I was away for I've kind of come back and forth on YouTube probably the last 3 or so years. My mother-in-law had dementia, and that kind of progressed rapidly, but for a period of time we were doing 24-hour care of my mother-in-law, and then eventually we needed to transition her to memory care, which was really wonderful for her. So I've kind of come and go. So I actually was selling, I had a vintage selling. I always say show. They're not shows. Why do I can't think of what the other word is.
I say that too, but sales?
Is sale, yeah. So I had probably Kate and I did it for a couple years, called Vintage Coffee Talk. You can go back and see some of the older live video postings. Kate of Releve Vintage. We did that probably for a year and a half, 2 years. And then I kind of simultaneously was doing crafting, live crafting, vintage craft and chat, a weekly craft tutorial every week. But then I had to step away. So I've kind of come back and forth a bit, step away just to take care of my mother-in-law more as her needs change. So yeah, I've kind of been back and forth, and she passed away this past March, and so that's why I've kind of had the time and been able to come back and get back to what I had started a couple years ago. Yeah, and I love Crafty Friday with Helen.
Mm-hmm. I try to make it whenever
and Devin.
I can.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, maybe I can throw in her link real quick.
Isn't everybody so wonderful, Gwen? Huh? This is whether it's whether you come from the vintage side or the crafting side, everybody's amazing. It's just the best group of people. I say that to people that that I meet. I'm like, it's just an amazing bunch. And it took me only 2 hours and 28 minutes to get my spine and my fabric covered spine and my rickrack on. So super quick.
Sorry, I'm just typing in real quick.
Thank you, Terry. It's a very difficult disease to watch. When kind of from diagnosis to passing, she actually progressed quite quickly. She was diagnosed and then almost like kind of quickly approached late stage, sort of, in a way. We were surprised at how quick. And then, she just had progressively got worse and had a lot of complications due to the dementia. But she was 84 years young. She born in 1938. She had a wonderful life, very
Wow.
loving, large family, 4 grandchildren, 4 great grandkids, and she almost made it to her 85th birthday.
Aw.
So it was good, and we found just the most wonderful memory care place that's close by. She lived there for about a year, and she was able to hospice there, and they're just angel people, just angels. We feel very lucky as a family that we were able to find such an amazing place.
Absolutely. I'm glad that you feel that way because it's not always the case.
Yes, and we know that. Yeah, it's not always that way. And you know, she was on, Medi-Cal, and when you look at that too, it's often even more limiting as
Oh,
far as
yeah.
what you can do,
Yeah,
as
that's
far
right.
as that. But she qualified and then some for that. So
Good.
we just got super lucky, and I tell them they're just a wonderful place, and I refer people to them all the time. And I mean, it was I think probably rare. Like a lot of the employees and a lot of the caregivers, they've worked there for like 30 years,
Oh my
25
goodness.
years,
That's
35 years, even
amazing.
yeah, just amazing. And they really, you could tell they just love what they do. They love taking care of the residents, and it's a bigger assisted living, and then it had like a smaller 12 unit memory care area where she was
Oh,
at. But
okay.
the caregivers, they kind of cycle through.
Yeah.
Some days they'll work in memory care, and some days
Oh, I
they're
see.
out. But just everybody, I would like and that's one thing she would always say. Everybody was always smiling. Maybe she
Wow.
couldn't remember everyone's names, certainly, but
Right.
and that wasn't necessarily her nature, right? To be
Mhm.
kind of open and welcoming, maybe with not welcoming. She's a lovely
Yeah.
lady, but
Good.
some people just are a little more hesitant in life.
Reserved. Mhm.
Yeah, more reserved. She's Japanese, so it
Yeah.
was probably part of it and how she
Right.
grew up. And but she'll always tell us how nice everyone was, how everybody was smiling, and she just was happy there. So you can't ask for more than that, really.
Absolutely. I have to say there's some long timers as far as the caregivers where my dad lives, but for the most
Mm-hmm.
part it's high turnover. And what I hear is that that's the case with a lot of assisted living, at least around here. So it's a
Yes.
high stress job, and then
Yeah, and
they start
I
off and then
bet.
they move around. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I bet that's the case. And I mean, I will say she was in skilled nursing for 3 weeks, and then the end she was in the hospital, and then was back at memory care for a couple days. We kind of had a lot of back and forth, and that was terrible. That was horrific.
Yeah.
I know it was the most horrible experience, and we just tried to get her out of there as quickly as we could.
Right. Yeah, good caregivers are a blessing, and that's so good, Spirit, that your parents were in hospice at home. My husband did hospice at home. My mom was going to be taken home, but she passed in the hospital before she was taken home the next day. So it is a blessing when you can do that.
Oh, they're just angels. I would,
Yeah, the
my
hospice workers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, just angel people. My mom hospiced, not at home. She hospiced at a facility in Wyoming, and oh my gosh, we just haven't done it without all of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's good to have that help and experience when you're going through it. So, well, Julie, what should we do now?
Well, I think we're Yeah, I think we're
Wrapping
kind of wrapping up. Should we change our cameras around? Maybe.
Let's do that.
Okay, we'll change it around.
And I'm going to figure out how to change from my email address on there to my name for next time, because I'm used to having the email for my sales, so people can contact
because you have sales more often than
right.
than the crafty things. So yeah.
Well, now it's equal because I'm doing this weekly with you, but
yes,
because I just do the one Sunday show right now.
Yeah.
So I was cheating. I was starting to work on sewing back my Alice signature that I had taken out because my pages were upside down. One page.
Okay.
So I'm fixing that, so I have it ready to go for next week. But so next week we're going to be working on our pages. You can decide on how many signatures. You can either decide ahead of time or during the show next week as we add papers, and then it'll be the following week when we actually start sewing in. I think that's what we want to do. That's what we plan to do, but we figured it was going to take a while.
I mean, if the people that are live are kind of progressing, and want to move on, I will say that took some thought for me too. I think.
It took time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I say it a million times till you guys get sick of it. I'm a slow crafter. I'm a slow I'm a slow creative. I don't make up my mind. Sometimes I do. But with the papers, I didn't, just because I was like, well, what paper is next to the other paper? And this one is decorative. And so then I'll do, something plain next to it. So just the process. So maybe.
And you have to cut it down too, right?
Yeah.
It's size and so.
Cutting them down, and maybe some things that were big, you can fold them and make pockets out of them. Or we'll be doing washi tape. So we'll probably just do that one.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Yes. Look for the description if you need to gather your supplies. And please send us questions, either Instagram or email if you have any questions. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Jan, for coming. Thank you, Spirit, for all the sweet comments and being here. Yes. Thank you, Angela, for coming. It's great.
Yes, thank you.
We'll be on Julie's channel. Thanks, Gwen. I hope to catch you. I know you do videos. I didn't look to see if you do lives, Gwen, but we're going to be going back and forth. Exactly, Spirit. So next week on Julie's channel, I did pin the link to the top of the chat, and it's probably in the description also. But you know how to find her. Thank you, Terry, for being here.
Yes, thank you. We thank everybody for joining us live. And yes, any questions, you can post them in the comments. You can find both of us on Instagram. We both have our Instagram links on our channels and everywhere. I don't have your Instagram in.
Mine is LeAnne is Crafty Kitty.
Okay.
LeAnne is Crafty Kitty. So you'll find it.
Easy to find, very, very accessible.
That's great, Gwen. Take your time with that. Videos, I think, are harder than lives, honestly.
Yes. I find, but I started off doing lives, right? So then that it seems easier just to jump on here and craft live or whatever. So I'm the opposite of you, Gwen. So now I'm trying to tackle making, tutorial videos and craft videos. So
and if you haven't already checked out Julie's channel, she has some. Oh, and talk about your craft, vintage craft and chat.
Oh yes. So tomorrow, so I go live every Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. So kind of the same time frame, but on Thursdays. And it's called Vintage Craft and Chat. And most weeks I do a live craft tutorial. Tomorrow, kind of giving myself a little bit of a break. So tomorrow we're resurrecting it because there were enough people that wanted to do it. In January, I was so excited
about doing this series of like business and creative minded like discussion series, but I only did the one episode in January, and then I was away with my mother-in-law and kind of lost visit. So I'm kind of bringing it back. But tomorrow we're talking about craft organization. So we'll be discussing things that work really well for me that I've discovered this past year, past 6 months, past month even. And then I would love to hear what is working well for everybody else. So we're basically discussing, I'll be showing you examples of things, how to organize things, how I have things set up. And if I can do it, I don't know how I would do it because I don't think go live on my phone, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do it so I can kind of situate my laptop so you guys can kind of see. I don't know.
I bet that would work. Sure.
Yes, kind of in a way.
Yeah, I wonder if you went.
I have like craft storage next to me.
I wonder if you went live on your phone, if you had to have to do the whole show that way, or if you could somehow switch back and forth. I know some people do lives on their phone.
Yeah, I think maybe I could do my phone as a guest, maybe.
Yes, that's it. Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So maybe I'll put my phone on as a guest, and then we'll kind of see, because then I could put you guys in the tripod. But most things will be like my card and how my card is set up and how I have my papers and little things. But
that'll be fun.
Yeah, maybe you guys would see. Well, my craft storage is the big mess. The closet, but it'll be full disclosure. This is real life. Yeah,
that's right. Oh my gosh. That's great. So I put the link to Julie's show tomorrow in the chat.
Yeah. And that's it. And yeah, thank you everybody for being here today.
Thank you.
Best way to spend the day. So I say best way to spend the morning or afternoon is
crafting with friends.
And with LeAnne. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome, Julie. Thank you. All right, everybody. Thanks. We'll see you next week, same time on Julie's channel.
Mm-hmm.
Right, happy crafting. Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you.